Marcus Chen froze in the doorway of the public library. His heart stopped. His briefcase slipped from his fingers and hit the marble floor with a thundering crash that echoed through the silent room. There, in the children's section, was his 8-year-old daughter Lily. She sat cross-legged on the worn carpet, her school uniform rumpled and dirty. And kneeling beside her, teaching her, was a girl who couldn't have been more than 17. A girl with matted hair, torn clothes, and shoes held together with duct tape. Before we begin the story, comment below where you're watching from. Enjoy the story. Please subscribe to my channel for more sweet videos like this. Let the story continue. A homeless girl teaching his daughter. What the hell is going on here? Marcus's voice cut through the air like a knife. Both girls jumped. Lily's face went pale. The homeless girl scrambled backward, knocking over a stack of picture books. But what Marcus saw next made his blood run cold. In Lily's lap was an advanced mathematics textbook, the kind used in high school, maybe even college. And covering the homeless girl's hands were equations, dozens of them written in black ink across her palms and fingers, like a desperate cheat sheet she couldn't afford to lose. "Daddy, wait," Lily started. "Get away from my daughter." Marcus took a step forward. Right now, the homeless girl's eyes bright green and startling against her dirt-smudged face met his for just 1 second. In that second, Marcus saw something he didn't expect. Not fear, not guilt, but a fierce, burning intelligence that stopped him in his tracks. Then she ran. She bolted past him so fast he barely had time to react, disappearing through the library doors and into the rainy Seattle afternoon. Gone. Like smoke. Marcus turned to his daughter, his hands shaking with fury and confusion and a fear he couldn't quite name. "Lily Chen, you have exactly 10 seconds to tell me why you were sitting with a homeless stranger instead of being at your piano lesson where you're supposed to be." Lily's eyes filled with tears, but she didn't say a word. 3 weeks earlier, the rain fell hard the day everything changed. Lily Chen sat in the back of her father's black Mercedes, watching raindrops race down the tinted window. Her piano book sat untouched beside her. Her math homework unfinished lay, buried in her backpack. She was failing. Not just failing, drowning. "Miss Lily?" Chang, their driver, glanced at her in the rearview mirror. "Your father says you have tutoring after piano today." Another tutor. The 5th one this year. Lily's stomach twisted into knots. The last tutor had quit 2 weeks ago, saying she was unteachable. That she didn't try hard enough. Maybe she just wasn't smart like other kids. The words still burned in her chest like hot coals. Her father, Marcus Chen, billionaire tech CEO, genius entrepreneur, couldn't understand. To him, math was easy. Beautiful, even. He'd built his entire empire on code and numbers and logic. But to Lily, math was a foreign language, spoken by aliens. No matter how hard she studied, the numbers jumbled together on the page like angry insects crawling across her homework. "Chang?" Lily said quietly. "Can we stop at the library first, please?" Chang hesitated. "Your father said just for 10 minutes. I need a book for school." It was a lie. But Chang's eyes were kind in the mirror. 10 minutes, he agreed. The Central Library was Lily's favorite place in Seattle. While other kids her age hung out at malls or parks, she came here. Not to read. Reading was almost as hard as math, but to hide. Here, nobody knew she was Marcus Chen's daughter. Nobody expected her to be brilliant. Nobody looked at her with disappointment when she couldn't answer simple questions that 8-year-olds were supposed to know. Here, she could just breathe. Lily wandered through the aisles, running her fingers along book spines. She passed the picture books she secretly still loved, the young adult section she pretended to read, and found herself in the quiet corner near the bathrooms. That's when she heard it. A voice. Soft, but clear. ... So if you multiply the base times the height and divide by 2, you get the area of the triangle. See? It's not scary. It's just shapes talking to each other. Lily peeked around the corner. A girl sat on the floor in the corner where the water fountain dripped. She looked older, maybe 16 or 17, with long brown hair that desperately needed washing. Her jeans had holes in them. Not the fashionable kind, but real tears from wear. Her jacket was 3 sizes too big, and she was talking to herself. No, not to herself. She was writing in a notebook, muttering equations under her breath like prayers. Shapes? Talking? Lily whispered before she could stop herself. The girl's head snapped up. For a moment they just stared at each other. Up close, Lily could see how thin the girl was, how her cheeks looked hollow, how her fingernails were dirty and broken, but her eyes were bright and alive and sharp. "Hey," the girl said carefully. "You okay?" Lily should have walked away. She'd been taught about stranger danger a million times. Never talk to people you don't know. Never sit with them. Never trust them. But something in the girl's voice made Lily's feet stay planted. "I'm bad at math," Lily blurted out. "Really, really bad." The girl blinked. Then, slowly, she smiled. It was the saddest, most understanding smile Lily had ever seen. "I used to think I was bad at math, too," the girl said. "Then someone showed me the secret." "There's a secret? Want to know it?" Lily looked over her shoulder. Chang wouldn't come looking for her for at least 8 more minutes. She sat down. "Okay, so here's what nobody tells you about math," the girl said, pulling her notebook closer. "It's not about being smart. It's about seeing patterns. Patterns. Everything in math is a pattern. Numbers are just like music notes. They repeat. They have rhythm." The girl grabbed a pencil stub from her pocket. "What's your name?" "Lily." "I'm Sophie." The girl Sophie didn't offer a handshake. Her hand stayed tucked close to her notebook, like she was protecting something precious. "What grade are you in?" "3rd." "What are you working on in math class?" Lily's face burned. "Multiplication. But I can't remember the times tables. They don't stick in my head." Sophie nodded slowly, like this was the most normal thing in the world. Like Lily wasn't broken or stupid or unteachable. "Can I show you something?" Sophie asked. Lily nodded. Sophie's pencil moved across the page. But she wasn't writing numbers. She was drawing. "Look, this is how I learned multiplication. See these dots? This is 3 groups of 4 dots. Count them. How many? How many? 12. Right. 3 times 4 equals 12. But look," Sophie drew another pattern. "This is 4 groups of 3 dots. Count these. Also 12. Exactly. It's the same answer because you're just turning the pattern sideways. Math isn't about memorizing. It's about seeing." Lily stared at the simple drawings. Something clicked in her brain, door opening that had been locked her whole life. "It's like a puzzle," she breathed. Sophie's whole face lit up. "Yes! Exactly like a puzzle. And once you see the pieces, you can solve anything." For the next 7 minutes, Sophie showed Lily 3 different ways to think about multiplication. Not one of them involved memorizing tables. By the time Chang called her name from across the library, Lily's notebook page was filled with dots and circles and patterns that finally made sense. "I have to go," Lily said reluctantly. Okay. Sophie started to close her notebook, but Lily caught a glimpse of what was inside. Equations. Hundreds of them. Complex formulas that looked like they belonged in a college textbook, not a teenager's notebook. Sophie? Lily hesitated. Are you really good at math? Sophie's smile faded. Her eyes dropped to her torn shoes. I used to be. That night, Lily couldn't stop thinking about Sophie. She sat at the dinner table, a massive table that seated 12 but only ever held 2 on, pushed her grilled salmon around her plate. Her father sat at the far end, typing on his phone between bites, barely looking up. How was tutoring? Marcus asked without glancing at her. Fine, Lily lied. She'd skipped tutoring, told Chang she felt sick, went home, and actually finished her math homework for the first time in months, using Sophie's dot patterns. Your tutor sent me a message. She said you didn't show up. Lily's fork froze. Marcus finally looked up. His dark eyes, the same eyes that made tech journalists nervous and business rivals sweat-fixed on her. Where were you? The library. I needed books for a project. Not technically a lie, just not the whole truth. Marcus's jaw tightened. Lily, you're falling behind in every subject. Your teachers say you don't pay attention. Your tutors keep quitting. I don't have time for games. I'm not playing games. Then why are you failing? The words hung in the air, like poison gas. Lily felt hot tears building behind her eyes, but she refused to let them fall. Not in front of him. Never in front of him. Maybe I'm just stupid, she whispered. Marcus's expression flickered. Something that might have been hurt or guilt flashed across his face. But then it was gone, replaced by the cold businessman mask he always wore. No child of mine is stupid. You're just not trying hard enough. He went back to his phone. Dinner was over. Lily went back to the library the next day, and the day after that. Each time, Sophie was there. Always in the same corner. Always with her notebook. Always hungry. Lily could tell by the way Sophie's eyes followed her when she pulled out her after-school snack. On the third day, Lily brought 2 sandwiches. Want one? She offered. Sophie hesitated. Pride and hunger warred on her face. Hunger won. Thanks, Sophie mumbled, taking the sandwich like it was made of gold. They sat together, and Sophie helped Lily with her homework. But Lily couldn't stop staring at Sophie's notebook. What are you studying? Lily finally asked. Sophie's hand instinctively covered the pages. Nothing. Just stuff. Is it for school? A dark shadow crossed Sophie's face. I don't go to school anymore. Why not? Sophie was quiet for so long that Lily thought she wouldn't answer. Then, I used to go to Lincoln High. I was in all the advanced classes, math team, science fair, the whole thing. Sophie's voice was soft, distant. But then my mom got sick, really sick. The medical bills, we lost everything. Our house, our car, everything. Lily's chest tightened. Mom died 8 months ago. I've been on my own since then. What about your dad? Never met him. Don't you have a family or friends? Sophie shook her head. The foster system said I was too old to place easily. I ran away before they could split me up from... She trailed off. Doesn't matter now. Where do you sleep? Different places. The shelter when there's room. Under the viaduct when there's not. Lily couldn't breathe. She'd seen homeless people before. Seattle had lots of them, but she'd never actually talked to one. Never knew their stories. Never understood that they were real people with real lives that had fallen apart. But you're so smart, Lily said. Can't you Can't I do what? Sophie's voice turned sharp. Get a job? I'm 17 with no address, no phone, no clean clothes. I can't even finish high school without a place to live. And college? She laughed bitterly. I had a full scholarship to MIT. Had. They held my spot for 6 months while I tried to figure things out. But you can't go to college when you don't know where you'll sleep each night. Lily felt something crack inside her chest. Sophie wiped her eyes quickly. Sorry, I shouldn't dump this on you. You're just a kid. I'm not just a kid, Lily said fiercely. I'm your friend. Sophie looked at her and Lily saw tears glistening in those bright green eyes. Yeah, Sophie whispered. You are. Over the next 2 weeks, they met every day after school. Sophie helped Lily with math, science, even reading. And slowly, Lily started to understand. Not just the subjects, but how to learn, how to see patterns, how to break down problems into smaller pieces. Her grades started climbing, not dramatically, but enough that her teachers noticed. And Lily brought food, lots of food, sandwiches, fruit, granola bars, whatever she could sneak from home without the housekeeper noticing. You don't have to do this, Sophie said one day, but her hands were already reaching for the bag Lily offered. Yes, I do. You're helping me. I'm helping you. That's what friends do. Sophie smiled. It wasn't sad this time. It was real. But Lily wanted to do more. She lay awake at night, staring at her bedroom ceiling, a bedroom bigger than most people's living rooms, thinking about Sophie sleeping under a bridge. She could help. She should help. She just needed her father to listen. Daddy, there's this girl. Not now, Lily. Marcus didn't even look up from his laptop. They were in his home office, surrounded by monitors and awards and photos of him with celebrities and presidents. But Daddy, she's really smart and she needs help. I said not now. She's homeless. And Lily, Marcus's voice cracked like a whip. I'm in the middle of a crisis. Our stock dropped 15 points today. I don't have time for your school projects. It's not a school project. She's my friend and she's sleeping outside, and then tell her to go to a shelter. That's what they're for. Marcus turned back to his screen. Close the door on your way out. Lily's hands balled into fists. Hot tears streamed down her face. You don't care about anyone but yourself, she shouted. Lily Chen, watch your tone. I wish Mom was here instead of you. The words exploded out of her before she could stop them. The room went silent. Marcus's face turned to stone. Cold, hard stone. Go to your room. Daddy, I didn't mean now. Lily ran. She cried herself to sleep that night. And the next morning, she made a decision. If her father wouldn't help Sophie, she would. Lily took money from her piggy bank, $243 saved from birthdays and holidays. She packed extra snacks. She even took one of her old winter coats from the back of her closet. At the library that afternoon, she found Sophie in their usual spot. Hi, Lily said breathlessly. I brought you something. She held out the coat. Sophie stared at it like it might disappear. Lily? I can't. You need it more than me. Please. Sophie took the coat with shaking hands. She pressed it against her face, and Lily realized she was crying. Thank you, Sophie whispered. Then Lily pulled out the money. This too. I know it's not much, but maybe you could get a motel room or... No. Sophie pushed the money back. No, Lily. I can't take your money. Why not? Because you've already given me so much. Your friendship, your food, your time. I can't. Sophie's voice cracked. You're 8 years old. This isn't your responsibility. But I want to help. You already do. Every day. You help by showing up, by treating me like a person, not a problem. Sophie gripped Lily's hands. That's worth more than money. Lily felt fresh tears building. They sat together in silence, and Lily watched Sophie write equations in her notebook, equations that could solve impossible problems if only someone would give Sophie a chance to solve them. That's when the idea hit her. Sophie, do you have to stay in Seattle? Sophie looked up, confused. What do you mean? MIT, your scholarship. Did they say you could never come back? They said if my situation changed, I could reapply. But Lily, that's not. What if your situation changed? How? Lily didn't know. Not yet. But an idea was forming, a wild, impossible idea that might just work if she was brave enough to try. Let me think about it, Lily said. Don't give up yet, okay? Promise me. Sophie studied her face for a long moment. Then she nodded. Okay, I promise. Lily's plan was simple. She would prove to her father that Sophie deserved help, not by begging or crying, but by showing him exactly how brilliant Sophie was. The next day, Lily brought her hardest math homework problems even her tutors struggled to explain. Can you solve these? Lily asked. And write down every step? Sophie looked at the problems and frowned. These are way too advanced for 3rd grade. I know. Just, please? Sophie shrugged and got to work. 10 minutes later, she'd solved all 15 problems. Not just solved them, she'd written out explanations so clear and simple that even Lily understood every step. Perfect, Lily breathed. The next day, she brought science questions. The day after, geometry problems. Each time, Sophie solved them flawlessly and explained her thinking in ways that made sense. Lily collected every page. Then, one evening, she marched into her father's office and dropped the stack of papers on his desk. What's this? Marcus asked, annoyed at the interruption. Proof. Proof of what? There's a girl at the library who's smarter than anyone in my school, smarter than my tutors, maybe even smarter than you. That got his attention. Marcus picked up the top page. His eyes scanned the equations. His expression shifted from annoyance to curiosity to shock. Who solved these? Her name is Sophie. She's 17. She had a full scholarship to MIT. Had. She's homeless now. Her mom died and she has nowhere to go. Marcus's eyes narrowed. Lily, is this girl asking you for money? No. She won't even take my allowance. She helps me with homework because she's nice. Where did you meet her? The library. She's always there. And Daddy, she's really, really smart. Look at how she explains things. Even I can understand it. Marcus studied the papers more carefully. Lily held her breath. These solutions are impressive, he admitted. But Lily, you can't just what? Help someone? Care about someone who isn't rich? Marcus's jaw tightened. That's not fair. You always say you got successful by working hard and being smart. Sophie has both those things. She just needs a chance. Life isn't fair, Lily. I can't save every homeless teenager in Seattle. I'm not asking you to save everyone, just her, just one person. They stared at each other across the desk. For once, Lily didn't back down. Finally, Marcus sighed. Where is this girl now? The library. Same place, every day. Show me. Lily's heart leaped. Really? I'm not promising anything, but I'll meet her. That's how Lily ended up skipping piano lessons. She told Chang to drive her to the library, even though her father had said to meet him there after his meeting. She couldn't wait. She had to tell Sophie the good news. She found Sophie in their corner, writing equations on her hands. Again, her notebook must have run out of pages. "Sophie," Lily rushed over. "My dad wants to meet you." Sophie's head snapped up, eyes wide with alarm. "What?" "I showed him your work and he was impressed. And he's coming here and maybe he'll help you go to MIT. The color drained from Sophie's face. "Lily, no. You shouldn't have." "Why not? This is good. Your dad is Marcus Chen. I looked him up. He's a billionaire. He's not going to help some random homeless girl. He will if he meets you. You just have to show him." "How smart you are." Sophie shook her head frantically. "I can't meet him like this. Look at me. I haven't showered in 3 days. My clothes are falling apart. I smell like the street. He won't care about that. He only cares about smart people. And you're the smartest person I know." But Sophie was already gathering her things, panic written across her face. "I need to go." "No, please. He'll be here any minute. That's why I need to go." But too late. The library doors opened. Marcus Chen walked in, his $1,000 suit immaculate, his presence commanding every eye in the room. His eyes found Lily immediately. Then they found Sophie. And Sophie, terrified and ashamed, bolted for the back exit. "Wait," Lily called after her. But Marcus was faster. He moved to block Sophie's path, his face dark with suspicion. "Are you the one who's been spending time with my daughter?" Sophie froze like a trapped animal. That's when everything went wrong. Marcus's security guard, a man Lily hadn't even noticed, stepped forward and grabbed Sophie's arm. "Sir, should I get your hands off me?" Sophie yanked free, but the sudden movement made her drop her notebook. It fell open on the floor, and out spilled dozens of pages photocopied articles about Marcus Chen, his company, his house, his daughter. Marcus's face went white, then red. "What the hell is this?" Sophie looked down at the scattered pages, horror dawning on her face. "I can explain. You've been researching my family. My daughter?" "No. I mean, yes, but not like that. How long have you been targeting her?" "I wasn't targeting anyone." But Marcus wasn't listening. He was looking at Sophie like she was dangerous. Like she was a threat. Like she was a criminal. "Daddy, no!" Lily grabbed her father's arm. "You don't understand." She was just, "Lily, get away from her, now. She's my friend. She's a stranger who's been manipulating you." "That's not true." Tears streamed down Lily's face. "Sophie helps me. She cares about me." Sophie's face crumpled. Sorry, Lily. I'm so sorry." She turned and ran. This time, no one stopped her. Marcus dragged Lily home in silence. She cried the whole way. The moment they got home, he pulled out his phone and started making calls. Increased security, background checks, possible restraining orders. "Stop it," Lily screamed. "You're ruining everything. I'm protecting you." "From what? From someone who actually listens to me? Someone who actually cares? She was using you." "No, she wasn't. I checked out those articles from the library for her. She wanted to know about you before she met you because she was nervous." Marcus froze. "What?" "I took out books about you and your company because Sophie was scared to meet you and I wanted her to know you weren't scary. The articles are from me." The silence that followed was deafening. "Oh, God," Marcus whispered. "You accused her of being a criminal when she was just trying to help me. And now she's gone and I'll never see her again and I hate you." Lily ran to her room and slammed the door. 3 days passed. Lily refused to eat, refused to talk. She went to school like a ghost and came home to cry into her pillow. Sophie didn't come to the library anymore. Lily checked every day, hoping to see her friend in their corner. But Sophie was gone. Really, truly gone. On the 4th day, Marcus knocked on Lily's bedroom door. "Go away," Lily called. "Lily, please. I need to talk to you." "I don't want to talk to you. Ever. I know I messed up." Silence. "I've been looking for her. Sophie. I have investigators searching the city." Lily sat up slowly. "Why?" "Because you were right. About everything." Marcus's voice cracked in a way Lily had never heard before. "I saw a homeless girl and assumed the worst. I didn't see a person. I didn't see how she helped you. I only saw a threat." Lily opened the door. Her father stood there, and for the first time in Lily's memory, he looked small, uncertain. "Humans." Mari," Marcus said. "I should have listened to you. I should have given her a chance." "Then find her," Lily whispered. "Please find her." "I'm trying." "But Seattle is big, and if she doesn't want to be found." They stood together in the doorway, and Lily felt her father's hand rest gently on her shoulder. "I promise you, Lily, I won't stop looking until we find her." 2 more weeks passed with no sign of Sophie. Lily went to school. I came home. Did her homework using the methods Sophie taught her. Her grades kept improving, which somehow made everything hurt more. Then, on a Tuesday afternoon, Chang picked Lily up from school with strange news. "Your father asked me to bring you to his office downtown. He said it's important." "Did he find her?" Lily's heart hammered in her chest. "He didn't say, but Miss Lily, he sounded different. Excited, maybe." The drive to Marcus's tech company felt like it took forever. Lily's mind raced with possibilities. What if Sophie was hurt? What if she'd left Seattle? What if Chang pulled up to the sleek glass building that housed Chen Technologies? "Good luck, Miss Lily," he said softly. Lily ran inside. The receptionist was waiting. "Your father is in conference room A, top floor." Lily's hands shook as she pressed the elevator button. The ride up felt like an eternity. The doors opened, and there, standing in the glass-walled conference room with her father, was Sophie. She'd been cleaned up, showered, hair washed, wearing new clothes that actually fit. But her eyes were the same bright green, and they went wide when she saw Lily. "Sophie!" Lily sprinted down the hallway. Sophie dropped to her knees just in time to catch Lily in a fierce hug. "I'm sorry I ran," Sophie whispered into Lily's hair. "I'm sorry I disappeared. I thought you were gone forever." "I thought I was too." They pulled apart, both crying, both grinning. Marcus stood nearby, watching with an expression Lily had never seen on his face before. It almost looked like pride. "I found her yesterday," Marcus said quietly. "Or rather, my investigators did. She was staying in a shelter in Tacoma." Sophie nodded. "I thought leaving Seattle was better for everyone. I didn't want to cause more problems." "You weren't the problem," Marcus said. "I was, and I owe you an apology." Sophie looked shocked. "Mr. Chen." I jumped to conclusions. I saw what I expected to see, instead of what was really there. And because of that, I almost made the biggest mistake of my life. I almost drove away the person who helped my sass daughter when I couldn't. Ow. He pulled out a folder and handed it to Sophie. "What is this?" she asked. A second chance. Sophie opened the folder with trembling hands. Inside were documents. Lots of documents. That's a housing lease, Marcus explained. Paid for 1 year. That's a letter to MIT explaining your situation and offering my personal recommendation. That's an account set up in your name with enough money to cover expenses while you finish high school and selling prepare for college. Sophie's mouth opened, but no sound came out. And that, Marcus pointed to the last page, is a job offer. Part-time, flexible hours, working as a tutor for my daughter. Lily gasped. Really? Really? Marcus looked at Sophie seriously. You're the first person who got through to her. The first one who made her believe she could learn. That's worth more to me than any amount of money. Sophie's hands shook so hard the papers rattled. Mr. Chen, I don't know what to say. Say you'll accept. Tears rolled down Sophie's cheeks. Yes, I accept. Thank you. Thank you so much. Marcus smelled a real smile, warm and genuine. Thank you for teaching me something I should have learned a long time ago. That intelligence and worth aren't determined by bank accounts or zip codes. He turned to Lily. Your daughter is wiser than I am. Lily beamed. For the first time in weeks, everything felt right. But just as Sophie was gathering the documents, just as Lily was imagining all the afternoons they'd spend together learning and laughing, the conference room door burst open. A woman in a gray suit stormed in Marcus's head of security. Mr. Chen, we have a problem. Marcus's expression shifted instantly back to business mode. What kind of problem? The security chief's eyes flicked to Sophie, then back to Marcus. It's about Sophie Harrison. The background check came back. You went very still. And? Marcus prompted. Sir, there's a warrant out for her arrest. The room fell silent. Lily felt the floor drop out from under her feet. What? No! That's impossible! Sophie's face had gone chalk white. The documents slipped from her fingers and scattered across the conference room table. That's not. I can explain. Sophie's voice was barely a whisper. Explain what? Marcus's voice had gone cold again. Hard. The businessman was back. The security chief pulled out a tablet and showed Marcus the screen. Theft charges. From a pharmacy in Tacoma. 3 weeks ago. No! Lily grabbed her father's arm. Sophie wouldn't steal. Tell them. Sophie. Tell them it's a mistake. But Sophie wasn't denying it. She stood frozen, tears streaming down her face, her green eyes full of shame and sorrow and something that looked like defeat. I'm sorry, she whispered. I'm so sorry. And, as Marcus reached for his phone, as the security chief moved towards Sophie, as Lily's world began to shatter all over again, Sophie looked at Lily one last time. I never meant for any of this to happen.